Hi everyone, and welcome to today's reading. Post full moon energies still very heavy. A lot of people are of course having communication issues and all, seeing as this was a full moon in Gemini. So beware, lots of misunderstandings still taking place in the collective. Depending on also where your personal astrological placements are, people are being affected differently. But either way, if you're feeling the presence of any drama or anything like that around you, it's better to just kind of keep yourself away from it, keep the distance. Least said, soonest mended comes to mind. When I say that, I still have my Moonology Oracle out here, seeing as we're still dealing with these effects, and we probably will be for quite a few months into the future. So I am actually torn between which decks to use. I have a couple here around me as far as tarot. I know I'll probably be pulling a little bit of everything from my Oracle decks. But as far as tarot, let's do the Morgan Greer Tarot in a Tin deck. Sorry, my throat is catching and it's annoying me. But I am being really drawn to like miniature decks lately, and I have a feeling there's a reason behind that. I will have to get in touch with my guides and ask them what that is all about, because I'm getting the intuitive hit to purchase a miniature tarot deck, and this is the only miniature one that I have. I have some like miniature Lenormands, but I'm being guided to miniature tarot in particular, so we shall see what messages lie within those. I'll start with the Moonology Oracles to get started here, to take a peek into what the current energies for the Twin Flame Collective look like at this time. Whilst I shuffle and get the cards, you all can feel free to set your own intentions for this reading. And don't forget that if you would like for me to be able to channel more specific messages for you and your situation, to energetically signal your presence here to me, and you can do that by hitting the like button and also subscribing to this channel. These are forms of energy transfer, and that allows me to pick up more clearly on your energy to be able to channel more specifically for you. So I guess the deck is kind of falling silent now. We have 3 cards. Let's see: meditate and contemplate. So this is very synchronistic with the energy that I opened up this reading with. To not let your emotions kind of run amok, and if there's drama around you, to just kind of pull yourself back from it. The least that you can communicate in those types of situations at this time, the better it's going to be for you. And I feel like this is also true for divine counterparts who are in some form of communication. So if you are in communication with your counterpart, then be mindful of how you approach situations, how you respond, or even initiate if you are initiating. Because I am getting that, especially the masculines with water placements like Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, the water signs, they are kind of being more energetically affected by this full moon just because of their water placements, and their moods are kind of unpredictable at this time. They could be going through a lot of anger and frustration, which leads us right into the next card that came out. Emotions are running high, which once again is what we discussed at the beginning of this reading. So don't worry about it. These are all, in the a part of the clearing out process, I should say. So we talked about in the readings prior to this, which if you haven't watched those yet, I highly recommend you go back and do so. This full moon is a massive clear out for many in the collective. It's the healing and closing out of karmic cycles. So that's why emotions run high, to kind of divinely push and propel people that are more in the stagnant energy into action. But a win-win outcome is forecast, and I'm really hearing that this is all happening for you. Please remember that. It's not something to fear. Please don't fear this energy at all. And we'll just take these two cards in the deck, right? The energy is gaining momentum, and don't let pride get in your way. A lot of times, especially divine masculines, tend to become stuck in their situations because of keeping up appearances, because of pride or ego, or wanting to carry a certain image in the eye of their divine feminine, and kind of chopping themselves at the knee sometimes because they so much want to have a certain image that they're not thinking about, what might be slipping through their fingers in terms of opportunities, and in terms of time also. So, and here at the bottom of the deck, we have, what do you need to release, right? What karmic situations do you need to put to rest? In my third eye, I'm literally seeing a graveyard. I'm seeing an actual burial plot with, the headstone, the monument. So something here really needs to be put to rest. We have the health card here. I am getting that the level of stress, especially for the divine masculines, might be causing them to make choices that, whether it's for their emotional health, mental health, perhaps even physical health, are not the best choices. So if they have any addictions, or, even if it's like a food addiction, or if they drink, if they smoke, if they engage in any kind of substance use, they might want to numb out with that during this time. So they are being warned by spirit to be careful, especially when it comes to overindulging, to really be mindful of their health, make sure that they are exercising, clearing their energy. And this, of course, is mirrored in your energy, beautiful divine feminine. Make sure that you're not neglecting yourself as these emotions do run high. I am really seeing the solar plexus chakra here with this card. It says courage, and this is exactly what's missing in order for the leap of faith to be taken. In prior readings, we've discussed how a lot can be at stake, especially for the divine masculines that are in a karmic cycle that should have closed out already, but for whatever reason is, the last remnants are just kind of lingering before it's pushed out. As soon as this courage enters the picture, there's going to be more significant movement. And I feel like this is what is entering into the picture now. In my third eye, I'm kind of being shown the solar plexus and root chakras expanding. And this expansion to me represents gaining of strength, gaining of clarity, releasing of the blockages that were there, of the unhealed patterns or movements within those chakra centers that are being divinely cleared out now, so that the courage can be gained to make the necessary choices and movements to bring in abundance. Because this divine masculine, there is a specific one that I seem to be channeling. He is extremely lonely, you guys. This divine masculine really doesn't even feel very connected to his friendship group, and he's missing the friendship of his divine feminine, but he knows that it's himself that he has to blame for the loss of the friendship of this divine feminine. And it's not that the feminine ever withdrew her friendship, it's that he pushed it away, is what I'm getting. So if you are resonating with this reading, your divine masculine is very, very lonely. At the bottom of the deck, we have honesty. They are anticipating coming forth with honest, open, vulnerable communication. For some, this could be an apology. For some, this could be an apology plus an expression of kind of what they've endured during this time apart from you. And it's going to be very raw. I'm hearing my guides say raw and authentic. So this isn't something that this masculine who I'm channeling is accustomed to. And you, divine feminine, will probably not be expecting the depth of what comes out of this masculine's mouth. But it is something that you have been waiting for, and it will be a welcome surprise. So with that, I'm going to go straight into tarot to further clarify these messages. Justice, exactly. Soul contract situations. As one contract is closing out, another is making its way in. So karmic contracts, soulmate contracts are working their way out. All of these cards, I guess I'm supposed to take, I'm being told. So here we have the Five of Cups. And this, my friends, is very synchronistic with the blame card that came out from the emotions deck, the Soul's Journey lesson cards. And this is very reflective of, I'm just being drawn to the red liquid in these pictures, and it's almost like I'm hearing my heart is bleeding for you. So a divine masculine who I'm channeling is actually wanting to express this to his feminine of how his heart is almost literally bleeding for her, that all of these cups that have been toppled over, it's like his life source. He's feeling like he's battling to survive, and it's because of this deep, seething emotional pain. I'm also being very drawn to the red color in this Justice card for this person sitting here. And this to me speaks to a lot of passion, but in an angry way. This divine masculine is extremely angry at himself, at his circumstances, and he just feels like, as much as he's trying to take on this leadership role in his life, I'm hearing take control of my life. This divine masculine is stepping in to say that he is in a continuous battle with his environment and his own mind. This inability to see things clearly is really impacting his ability to balance his emotions, to balance his life, and to even have the courage to take a bigger leap of faith. Even for some, it may be career-wise, to, you know, shift it into something completely new. I feel that especially this specific divine masculine, he's coming through very strongly today. So it could be that today's reading turns out to be a hyper-specific message for somebody. So please tune into your intuition to know if this resonates for you and your situation. This divine masculine has been battling past life wounds, is really what I'm getting here. This tendency that he has to not be able to move forward from uncomfortable situations and kind of becoming comfortable in his discomfort is something that he not only learned from his parents within this lifetime, because I do feel like this masculine who I'm channeling, his biological parents had a rough relationship that didn't end when it probably would have been healthy for it to do so. And this masculine kind of learned subconsciously or even unconsciously how to stay in these uncomfortable situations and feel that he isn't deserving of the love that he desires. He can't really seem to wrap his mind around why his feminine would want him anyway. We have the King of Rods here, and I'm also getting a non-committal energy from this divine masculine, that it may have been his pattern prior to realizing how in love he is with his feminine, who's coming through as the Queen of Cups here. So we have both counterparts coming through together. We have the King of Rods, which is the King of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. Prior to meeting this Queen of Cups, his divine feminine, he had never felt love like this before. We have the Lovers card and the Sun that also came out. That he had kind of been shifting from connection to connection, person to person, thinking that he might have been in love, but it was actually purely based on lust, but he couldn't tell the difference. And when he encountered this loving, nurturing, understanding, compassionate, intuitive nature of his divine feminine, he realized how connected and drawn he felt to that energy, to where this divine feminine is externally very beautiful, but her inner beauty actually mattered more to this masculine than anything external. And this triggered a realization in him of how superficial his previous relationships had been, of how he was truly lacking any depth, any genuine feelings of love in his life, that he didn't know that this is what love feels like because he's never felt like this before. And all of these are very overwhelming emotions for this masculine, because it's almost like he is seeing himself and life in a new light. I'm being drawn to these two people standing under the sun here, and I think this is why my guides wanted me to use this deck today, because I don't think I've ever used it on YouTube before. These two people standing under the sun are experiencing a brand new perspective on life. They are experiencing a brand new vision of what love and life are really all about. Neither of these two have ever felt this way before. I feel like the divine feminine, who must be resonating with this reading, is pretty unconditional in her love in general, and always has been, even in past relationships, because she is coming through as the Queen of Cups, somebody very nurturing and understanding, compassionate, will do anything, fight tooth and nail for the people that she loves. But when she realized her capacity to forgive in this twin flame connection, that's when she realized that even as unconditional as her love has always been, she too has never experienced a love like this before, ever. That everybody else that she thought she truly loved but was able to grieve and move on from, even she herself is really questioning if that was ever true love, because where is this intensity coming from? What is this that I'm feeling? These are the questions that I'm hearing this divine feminine ask herself. Let's see, are there any other messages from this tarot deck, Spirit, that I can channel for those who will be drawn to and resonate with this reading? Temperance. Yeah, it's almost like these counterparts are thrown for a loop. when they realize the depth and intensity of the love that they experience for one another. Um, this love is so intense and yet it balances them. It's such contradictory energy, but yet so complementary at the same time. In my third eye, I'm being shown the yin yang symbol, and I'm seeing it kind of pulsate and grow. And this tells me that both this divine masculine and feminine are actually spiritually growing together as well, that each other's energy is supporting the other in their spiritual growth. And this isn't ascension solely or specifically, but this is all aspects of the spiritual growth that these counterparts are undergoing, that the energy, the energetic 5D connection that they experience from each one is going to continue to help balance and support the other. I'm being told like the foundation of a house. So they are building themselves up on the foundation of each other's energy. This is really unique and intense energy here, but this is to be expected for true twin flames. If you are resonating with this reading and you may have had doubts, if you are dealing with a twin flame connection, you can pretty safely assume that this is very likely a twin flame connection. Here we have the Two of Swords, and I just heard Spirit say battle between the higher self and the ego. And I feel like this is what's happening for both the masculine and the feminine at this time. As we saw in the Moonology deck earlier, emotions are running high, and therefore the ego is clamoring for the driver's seat right now in everybody's lives. And that's where the stalemate comes in, is that it's more of a confusion actually of which do I listen to and how do I know what is my ego and what is my higher self. And this is where the energy clearing practice that I discussed at the beginning comes in, because it's really important to have your energy field clear in order to differentiate between your ego and your higher self. There's really no other way to know which one you're operating off of. Ego is heavily fear-based, and if you find yourself afraid of doing things or trying to, have a hyper sense of control over outcomes or what happens, or even for some divine feminines, I'm hearing they're trying to control their masculine's emotions to where, and this isn't in an aggressive way, this is them just being hyper fixated on the effects that their actions and their words, and for some even their thoughts, might have on their counterpart. They're afraid of thinking certain things because the telepathy is so strong, and they don't want to transfer those thoughts telepathically to their counterpart and risk anything. So I'm getting it's almost like an OCD type of energy that this ego is creating within the divine feminine because of the current cosmic energies, that's causing her to really hesitate to not even open her mouth, but even think anything in her own mind. And there's a lot of tension here as I'm saying this, like I'm kind of feeling my chest tighten up a little bit. And that speaks to the level of anxiety that this divine feminine has been experiencing. And we have here Magician at the bottom of the deck, which tells me that this fear has to do with the divine feminine fearing what she might manifest with her words and thoughts and potentially actions. I'm being shown a divine feminine who may have been trying to distract herself by, either looking at a dating profile or something to just, find some sort of fulfillment in this in-between phase whilst she waits for her masculine to come back. And the moment that this thought crossed her mind, she became scared that what if her masculine picks up on it and thinks that she's moving on from him and gets the wrong idea? Or what if she implants this idea into her counterpart's mind and she fears him doing something like that? So take it whichever way it resonates. It could be both ways, because this could be for maybe 2 or 3 divine feminines here watching. So here you're really being reassured by spirit that your connection is protected, and you both, you and your counterpart, will always choose one another. Always will choose one another. So don't worry, don't have this hyperfixation on trying to control your thoughts because you feel like it's a byproduct of, or your thoughts will be, your masculine's thoughts will be the byproduct of your thought, is what I'm trying to say. So you're being shown to kind of release your grip here. I'm hearing spirit say release your grip. We have 9 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. You will find more abundance in the present moment, and you will manifest more positivity by just staying present within yourself and focusing more on yourself and your own needs at this time, allowing your masculine to also do the same and to bring you the balance himself rather than you, divine feminine, doing all the legwork. Allow him to take some initiative as well and show his investment or dedication to this connection. Now I'm moving to the energy oracle cards, and here we have the 6th chakra, the 3rd eye chakra, which wants to fly out of my hand. But I feel like it kind of flew back into this reverse position because it's talking about the intuitive blockages that both counterparts might be experiencing intermittently due to emotions running high. So clear your 3rd eye chakra. If you have lapis lazuli, that is a crystal for those who might not know, and it is a deep indigo blue. It is, I actually have one right here. My counterpart gave me a pendulum made of lapis lazuli. So if you have this crystal, take some time, I would say about a half an hour, and meditate with this on your 3rd eye, which is right on your forehead. So if you have a way of, you know, like maybe laying down in the laying down position, or like for me, this has a string so I can kind of secure it onto my hair and, you know, put it on my forehead, just to keep it where the 3rd eye chakra is whilst you meditate and clear your energy. It's really going to help you clear and open up your 3rd eye chakra. And for those of you on this channel who have a developing ability of clairvoyance, this is really going to help you further develop that as well. So there's your side note. Any other messages from the Energy Oracles deck, Spirit, that I need to channel for the collective? Goddess of the Moon. So there is a lot going on behind the scenes right now that is hidden even from your own intuition, just because of the heightened emotions during this cycle, during this time. Intuitively, when you clear your energy, you will be able to see clearly what is going on behind the scenes. But notice how this goddess is surrounded by water, and she's kind of holding the moon in her hands, but it's really close to her head. It's actually right above her 3rd eye chakra. And it's, you know, there's almost maybe 4 or 5 inches of space between her forehead and the moon here. that tells me how big of an impact this energy is having on people's intuition and on your ability to balance and manage, hence the Temperance card here. So intuitively, if you feel like you need to know what's going on, be sure you clear your energy and tune into your intuition. You will get the intuitive hits of what you need to know at this time about your counterpart, about your connection. Don't try to interpret what you're feeling while you are in your fear mode or ego mode here, because then you will really throw yourself off kilter. So your intuition is still very active. You just need to know or differentiate between that ego mind and your higher self. Here we have happy family in the upright position, and here we have the rainbow again. There is definitely somebody here on this channel who is strongly sharing their beautiful, powerful energy here, and this rainbow is of significance for you. I feel like this is going to be one divine feminine in particular who's really going to find resonance with the imagery of this rainbow. And this is the goal. This, I'm hearing, mutual goal that you and your counterpart have to create with one another. And specifically, there is a divine counterpart pair that I am channeling who will literally have 2 kids together. They have 2 spirit babies, a boy and a girl, that are coming through now. And they want to reassure you, beautiful divine feminine, as you're listening, that they too are protecting and guiding your counterpart towards reunion with you. The male spirit baby is really coming through strongly and telling me that he is your guardian angel at this time. He is actually one of your guides at this time. So your spirit babies are heavily around you. You may begin to dream of random children. I don't believe you will dream of your actual spirit baby just yet. You may have had a dream in the past, and right now I'm hearing that the dream state will be quite active in the next week or so. So do pay close attention to your dreams. And be sure to clear your energy to manage your anxiety, because it will be running high. But if you notice here, the storm is kind of clearing, right? This person here in this picture is worried about this storm, but the storm has already pretty much almost passed. Like, she can hardly even see it through the window, but here she is sitting scared. So this is Spirit's message to you that what you're fearing is literally almost over. You can consider it over. So whatever your fears are, nothing will come of that. You know, that it's just something that needs to be cleared out and dropped. So there's no need to worry or hold on to any fears. Release those and live in the present moment. We have broken heart at the bottom of the deck, strong past energy coming through here. Both divine counterparts have struggled with this broken heart during their time of 3D disconnect. But this heart is, I'm being shown somebody mending a heart in my third eye. So it is actually recovering at this time. It is being mended. I just split the deck and got the Deceit card. So I just heard Spirit say, don't deceive yourself with your fears, with your anxiety. That is a form of self-deceit that you need to be very, very careful of as the cosmic and collective energies run this high, because it's difficult to differentiate, you know, between what your ego mind is trying to feed you and what your intuition is actually trying to instill within you as far as downloads and knowledge. So I really hope that helped, guys. That was the major message that I see coming through here for the collective, as you know what may be the most important to know. It was a very amazing and intense reading. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comment section below what resonated for you. And if you are new here, welcome. Thank you so much for joining my beautiful Twin Flame Soul Tribe. And if you would like more specific messages, as I mentioned earlier, do remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel. All right, everybody, I hope you have a beautiful night. If you would like to purchase a personal reading from me or my Twin Flame Manifestation Affirmations, you can do so via Instagram. I'll leave my handle in the video description box, so I hope to see you all there as well. But if not, I will definitely meet you back here for the next reading. Have a beautiful, magical night.